geez, what a matchup this is going to be. Australia and India in one of the biggest test series of all time. Ashton Agar, a secondary frontline spinner, has actually come into the fold here. So the Australian seamers, Cummins, Richardson, and Cameron Green also there as well. But India have won the toss. You imagine on this hard, dry deck, they're probably going to bat first. They're going to bowl! What a choice! What will this Australian team put up here in the first innings? Sent in to bat, it is 3 for 154 as I make my way to the middle. Just the 300s, just over 1,000 runs in 15 tests. Now, as the Australian captain, what do we have in this series? Jasprit Bumrah charging in. Oh, jeez, it is fast and moving. Oh, there's the first runs for me. Time for a bit of spin. Oh, not a heap of turn. Enough to unsettle you as the batsman in the middle. That's a far better line. Surprisingly, though, so far, Ashwin yet to take a wicket. None for 37. Quite expensive. Off his 7 overs. And that man under the hood, he's quick. It's maybe half an opportunity for a cut if you can get it away. And there it is. Gee, that's a bit of a risky shot, but cutting it through fine leg. No, that's the other side. Third man. And just beating the slip as well, making sure to get it nice and down quickly. Oh, so the Aussies lose Steve Smith as we find a boundary off the bowling of Ravi Ashwin. Geez, Ashwin is going at about 5 and over, isn't he? That is crazy numbers for him. Moving on, 4 for 184. Enticing the drive, and I've got that away for a couple more. As interesting to see Ravi Ashwin not as successful as a spinner. He's normally in these sorts of turning conditions, but the seamers have done the jobs already. Oh, that's a lovely shot. You can save your legs there. Another boundary. Oh, and now I've gone with a reverse sweep. This has been an interesting little period of the game. I've just started to get a bit of form in with the bat. We've hit 10 from this over so far, and it has been the Australian batsman taking control of what Ravi Ashwin has had to bowl so far here. It's been, quite predictable on that sort of a length, and it's been a lot of half volleys that, really are quite easy to get your bat to and simplistically get it away. Oh, that's a nice leave. Oh, that is just pinged off the bat. And it will find the boundary. Yeah, alright, well, big bowling change now. Bumrah back on, 6 overs, 1 for 9. It's been really solid bowling. But lucky for us, we're not going to have to face him. He did manage to get Cameron Green out, though. So, a big bowling change there for India. And Bumrah gets another breakthrough. Josh Inglis now joins me at the middle in Australia. 5 for 203. It's a tricky predicament at the moment for myself and Josh Inglis because India just starting to get a little bit ahead of the game in terms of maybe the wickets tally. They're starting to get to the back end of this Australian lineup. So after this wicket, it's, Agar, Cummins, Richardson and Zampa to come. So it's not a lot of batting left in this Australian lineup. You could call Cummins and Agar both all-rounders, so they'll probably hold their own out here. But you just think maybe a score of 350 in the first innings is around about where you'd want to be. Because I can imagine it's probably going to be a bit of a challenge if we can't bat big. How will we go against Bumrah? Stuttery run up. Makes his approach right in at the body. Waiting. Look at these bowling figures from Bumrah. 2 for 14 from 8 overs. It is quite supreme. And he doesn't really give you any half volleys. Jeez, it moves. Honestly, it's a blink and you'll miss it type scenario. We've kind of got an off-stump guard here, I think. Let's maybe get that back to about, middle stump. Oh, he has managed to get that away. It's going to be 4. Just was in at the body, using the pace of the bowler to great effect. Sort of just a punch off the back foot. It is huge. Another one. At the moment, Bumrah's bowling it short, but it's not quite short enough. It's sort of bouncing at about hip height, which isn't really going to do too much damage to me. If he wants to bowl short, he's going to have to go a little bit lower than that, or get it a better line like that was outside the off stump. It's 5 for 221. I feel like me and Josh Inglis are both reasonably attacking players. So I feel like if we were to bat together for this next 20 overs before the new ball, we could almost put on 100 runs in those 20 overs. At least we'd expect to get probably somewhere in the 70 to 80 mark. Oh, that's a couple. That will be 4 more runs. For the Aussies, it's 5 for 228. And that will be the end of the session. So, an interesting part to end the second session of play here. As we head towards tea, you can see some of the cut shots I've been playing in this innings so far. That's a nice one. There's also been some lovely drives. And so it's 5 for 228 as Australia rack up the second session of play done here. It is myself and Josh Inglis at the crease. You can see the wickets, 2 to Bumrah, 2 to Agarwal, and 1 to Siraj, getting out Alex Carey earlier on in the day. Australia have not had too many big partnerships. They've only got the 150 partnership so far, which was between Labuschagne and Smith. But right now, this current partnership worth 25 runs. Oh, that's in the air. Is that out? It is! Gone the reverse sweep, it's a top edge, and it's been taken. So unfortunately for me, this is going to be the first ball after the tea break that I faced, and I'm out. Rohit Sharma with the catch. It's 6 for 228. A hugely disappointing moment. Does Agar come in ahead of Cummins, probably? Even though the announcer said Pat Cummins, but these two did alright. Cummins made a duck, and Australia not doing great. So the scorecard reads none for 47 India. I'm not actually going to bowl here, but we do obviously need to get a wicket soon. We're only 263 more runs ahead. Let's have a look at who hasn't bowled so far. Maybe give Cameron Green a go. Actually, Pat Cummins probably still. He's only bowled at 2 overs. I know he's been expensive, but just give him a couple more overs. And there you go. You can see straight away Cummins, me involved, and Cummins was involved in both those first 2 wickets. Now maybe with Kohli and Pujara in, give me a crack with the ball. Good over, just the one from it. Or Jai Richardson involved in a wicket in the next over. So maybe my tidy over, helping provide wickets at the other end. But all 3 of the Australian wickets have come off the seamers. So the spin yet to play a factor in their role, in their innings to be able to get wickets. Wouldn't mind getting rid of Virat here. If I can find a way to sneak one past the bat, get the outside edge, even have a wrong and come back in and not pick it. Have it turn through him. Oh, it was in the air for a moment and he's found a little bit of a gap there. Just fine of Pekovsky. Having picked up Kohli once or twice, I think, in the T20s and ODIs, I feel confident that I'll be able to snag his wicket yet again, but obviously he's just starting to get into a little bit of form here. You can see 14 or 16 now from 27 with that 2. Just a little bit something going his way. That's a nice delivery. In this situation where I've bowled a few overs without the reward of taking a wicket, and we haven't really looked overly dangerous, we need to ask ourselves, WWWD, what would Warren do? Labuschagne, Zampa, Cummins, the wicket takers, is at 7 for 276. So all of a sudden Australia back in the game, taking the last 3 for about 20. We've got Agarwal and Bumrah, the 2 guys in. And Australia right back in this game. So Pat Cummins, there was question marks, I think, coming into this game whether or not I was going to select him. I did choose to select the former Australian captain, and it seems to have paid dividends at this stage because he is delivering the goods. Gee, that's a great shot. It's flown off the bat. India only 22 runs behind the Aussies' first innings total. Oh, it turned, but not enough. Actually, it might have turned enough, but it definitely didn't hit him inside the line. Let's have a look on the replay. Pitching was outside off. It was turning back in. But as we can see, not enough. So Richo with the new ball. Cummins and Zampa also impressive to take those wickets as Australia. I think we're 3 for 149 in the first innings as well when I came in. And that's where we will come back in this second innings. Oh, I was a little bit concerned because I might have nicked that, but got it away and I've got it to the boundary. Gets me my first runs in the second innings against Agarwal, who is one of the better bowlers for India so far in this game. It's 3 for 153. Australia's lead, 134. Despite getting out with a reverse sweep in the first innings, I'm still comfortable playing that shot as the lead's up to 150. It's like I'm on a different wicket to everyone else. Look at this. 18 from 12. A run. Oh, and there's the outside edge. And that's going to race away to the boundary. So that is really unfortunate if you are the Indian side. It was nice and fine, the edge. That's exactly what KL Rahul will be saying to his bowler. Don't stress. You're doing good. No run there. Oh, no. I've chopped it on. Have a look at this dismissal. It couldn't have been any more perfect. Like, as in, I couldn't have stuffed it up any perfecter. Anyway, Cameron Green comes to the middle. That's a disappointing result. This really is a disappointing result. As you can see here, I've just literally hit it enough to go into middle stump. Couldn't have hit it any more, any less. And it's just unfortunate that that's going to be the end result for me. Australia going to be all out for 390. And in response, India 3 for 91. So this is now game on moles, because this is a very, very close encounter. I just want to see what the bowlers have done so far. You've seen Cummins has bowled 5 overs, none for 20. Richardson 5, 1 for 16. Green has bowled the 4 at 5.5 and over, which has been a little bit expensive, but certainly has done a pretty good job as well. I think Cummins is probably the guy you can bring back into the attack. I know Zampa's bowled the 3 overs so far, but if I'm going to be bowling, I only really want one spinner on at a time. So let's see how we go. Shreyas Iyer, Rohit Sharma, the 2 guys currently out there. India still needing 282 for victory. Australia needing 7 more wickets. Oh, how have you not chopped that on? And we have the completely new batsman here in Shreyas Iyer. Out there in the middle. Look at that. He's bunting the ball. It's just dying on impact with the bat. So I'm not getting that bounce that I've seen in the past that has allowed me to get a few extra wickets, or the turn that has allowed me to get those either shoey dismissals or bat pad dismissals, or even the outside edges. We're just struggling a fraction here early. Cummins does get a wicket. I don't get any more attack as Australia, with Agar taking 6 wickets, have gone on to win this game. Ashton Agar take a bow, 6 for 70. Not as good as my 8 for 70, which is, I think, my best figures. But still, or is it 7 for 60? I've got something like that. But Australia going on to win by 117 runs here in the first test against this Indian side. Ashton Agar, player of the game, as you can see there, for that final and 4th innings performance with the ball. And with the bat, Josh Inglis, a big handy 99 in the second innings to go along with his 45 from the first. Marnus Labuschagne also, I think, made 150 runs in the game with a 72 in the second after an 81 in the first. So he's definitely important to this series. But of course, it is Australia getting the job done here in this first of the 3 tests against India. I just wonder I don't think there's going to need to be any team changes. I think it just needs to be execution, from my point of view anyways, that I need to bat clearly a little bit better than we currently are. We've got a few days break before the second test match. It's a 5-day break, in fact. So we'll definitely be resting up, recovering, and getting ourselves ready for that match in a few days' time. But what we want to do is, I mean, look, this is across all of the fixturings, the tests, the T20s, and the ODIs. Labuschagne, Kohli, and myself are the top run scorers. Agar is the leading wicket taker across the formats as well, but mostly off the back of this performance here. So if we can go into the batting statistics here for the Test series, you can see it's the Australians with Labuschagne and Inglis, the top 2 scorers there, and then Sharma, Rahane, Rahul, and then Pucovski and Steve Smith. So there's certainly work to be done for both sides with the bat. And then with the ball here, you can see Bumrah, Agar, and Cummins on 6 wickets apiece. Really a widespread number of wicket takers all the way down to Cameron Green. I'm the only bowler actually in that first game who bowled and didn't take a wicket. So that's something to look for in this second test. Regardless, we will get to that in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all later.